Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped. Something.
I wasn't expecting that
either. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny. I haven't seen that before.
It feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things. Of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light. When you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
I have given myself a really nice chunk of time off here too, at home. So that is very new. I normally work right until I leave and then work very, very, very soon after I get home. So I'm in a different place. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Well, thank you. A lot of that was inspired by and insisted upon by various parts that I have worked with you and with others and on my own. So thanks for helping facilitate that.
It works.
Yeah, there was a lot of resistance, that I had to move through to just give this to myself.
Yeah. And have you been able to enjoy it? That's sometimes my problem. I'll get the free time on the calendar and then I'll don't know what to do with myself during that time, or parts are not
there.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone every day. I think there may have been a day yesterday I only went walking around the neighborhood, but every day I've gone somewhere out in nature, or gone to a new trail that I've never been to, and I'm sleeping.
Wow.
Yeah, just allowing myself to be in my home, which a lot of times if I've got a chunk of time at home, I'll end up just getting off into these weird organizational rabbit holes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've not been doing that really. I mean, I've been tending to some things that I need to tend to, but the pace it feels like the pace of a different person. Not to say that it's going to stay that way when I go back to my usual stuff, but right now it's it's very relaxed.
That's awesome.
I'm not saying that I'm not wasting any time or doing things that aren't when you imagine what you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Your time is this ideal, perfect thing or whatever. But even the things that seem, sort of trivial or whatever, I don't know, that everything just seems good to me as far as like this moment.
That's great.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've actually been doing some, solo IFS stuff, which has been, it's been a difficult thing for me to access on my own. But with this much like spaciousness, it's not as hard.
Nice.
Again, another thing that might not stick when it's time to go back to like, the grind.
Yeah.
But it's nice to kind of confirm that I don't know, I don't want to say capable of that, but that it's not just something I say I want to do. It's something that I will do, and if given the opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Very.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you got any parts that still need attention?
Of course. I'm not trying to say that I'm like all squared away. That's for sure. Well, today I sat down and did a little like 20-minute sort of exploration, and there's always a bunch of ones that are kind of jumping up and being in line for, this more guided work.
Shall we do some meditation first?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds good.
How many minutes?
2.
Okay.
2. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Parts.
So there was one that I brought up last time. I don't have a good grip on it, but there's somebody in there that's still mad at my mom and it's like, I'm not trying to make it such that I never experience frustration at my mom or have, negative feelings in regards to something that she says or does, but it's like a really sort of exaggerated response sometimes outwardly that I would like to have a better grasp on.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think I mentioned it another time and we kind of put it to the side for some other thing. But yeah, like she and I had a big long talk yesterday, and I just don't like how I sometimes sound towards her. And I don't like it's like I'm expressing this exasperation and frustration, but I'm not doing it in a way that is directly communicating like, hey, let's talk about this. It's just mean almost, and it makes me feel. So that's it. Yeah.
Okay. How do you notice it when it comes up?
It's like a real smug sort of. I mean, I feel like sometimes I am about to answer one of your questions and I'm like, that's always the answer, but there's like an eye rollingness to it. Yeah, it's like there's a lot of like, like sighing sort of energy to it. But I don't have like a location in the body. Although as I say that, I feel like some activity in my eyebrows and brow in general.
All right.
Yeah.
And how are you feeling towards it now?
I'm not yet selfie towards it. It's like, come on, I am impatient towards it. Like, come on now. We're trying to evolve here. And this isn't, I don't know.
Feels like it's not keeping up with the.
Yeah, it's not with the program, like I'm forever endeavoring to be a better person. And it's like this part is digging in its heels. And
yeah. Okay. A frustration makes sense. Okay. Yeah, just let it know that.
Let it know.
Let the frustrated part know that its frustration makes sense to you. And that it's welcome. Does it need anything from you to give you space to work with this eye rolling one?
It's like when you say that, it kind of, it's like wanting to shake its finger, at the other one, which is not an answer to what it doesn't need from me. It's like, it kind of almost is like it wants me to tell the other part, shame on you or something.
Right.
I don't like to do so.
But does it make sense to you why this part is feeling that way? Yeah, me too.
Yeah, there's a few of them that feel that way. They're like, come on now.
Yeah.
Let's get on the team. Let's all be at least outwardly nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is it noticing you, and does it trust you to work with that other part?
Yeah. It does, I think. It's funny. It's like a little bitty part. It's like standing on a crate to look taller. It's funny. Okay, yeah. It's like, okay. It's fine with going over to the side now for a moment.
Okay. Thanks, it's still impatient part.
But shaking its finger from a small distance away.
Great. All right. Can you turn back towards the eye rolling part? And how do you feel towards it now?
Yeah, I feel inquisitive.
Yeah, you could just let it know that. Invite it to speak with you. And ask what it wants you to know.
Okay.
How's it going?
Well, I had to utilize a little trick that I learned today because I have such a jumpy, aroundy kind of mind, and there's a part that I have trouble communing with, but it's I call it the pinball, although it shows up as a ping pong ball.
Okay.
And today when I was trying to do my stuff, I just asked the ball to sit in my hand so it wasn't shooting off ricochet, all over the place. So that took a little bit of time to get it to. I find that if I can get it to jump into my hand instead of bouncing all around, then I kind of sink down a couple of layers and can be more present. So I had kind of just settled that. And so then I'm trying to get back to asking the part. It's and I'm having trouble too because I'm having a lot of interference from a part that it wants to tell the story of how my mom isn't how she used to be and wants to argue with the part that's mad at her.
So defending your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just acknowledge that.
But the part that I'm trying to talk to, what it says is this, what I'm putting out is only a fraction of just the over responding and the disdainful tone of voice that I've received. So
okay, yeah,
it's just and it doesn't care that it's been a long time.
Right. Yeah, does that make sense to you?
It does, but it feels really harsh.
Yeah, does it feel harsh to the one that says it's been a long time and is defending?
It just feels harsh because it's almost like she wants it to be even. She wants to be that way until she feels like it's equal. And that just seems so. It's just counter to the kind of way I generally try to be in the world. So
yeah. So see if you can turn towards that one that has that that feels like it feels so harsh. And sounds like it has some concerns about this part and how it might influence you or represent you. It sounds like another part saying, hey, that's not what the program being, I'm a good person.
Yeah. And not grudge holding.
Yeah. Let's just turn towards that part. Let it know you see it.
It's
if you can get.
Not only does that part not want me to be like this part, it's that part shouldn't be that way either. Right. It doesn't not only want that part to be in control, it's that part needs to change and not be that way.
I imagine if we get really curious about that part that is eye rolling,
it might happen.
It might not even want to be that way, but we'll find out from it.
Yeah.
And I'm certain that you won't become it from having a conversation with it.
Me too.
Okay. Is there anything else that part needs from you, the one that has those concerns?
I feel a little bit too like I can't even feel that part now. The concerned part. It's like I'm so feeling the part that we're turned towards. Like it's emotionally intense.
And which are we turned towards?
The one that we were originally trying to talk to, the
Eye rolling.
yeah, it's arms crossed, eye rolling, just like
Okay. And so the one that says that it feels harsh gave you space to go ahead?
the red holding part. Yes, the other one for the moment I'm not hearing from it.
Okay.
I feel a little bit like okay. I'm ready now. It was a little bit, the volume was turned up a little bit too much on the emotions of the, let's call her the grudge holder.
Right.
The scorekeeper.
Who wants it to be even?
Yeah, she's like, no one should be complaining that I'm, behaving this way because it's not, if we put this in a bucket and put my mom's behavior in a bucket, her bucket's still bigger, she thinks.
Does that make sense to you?
It does.
Let it know it makes sense. And that we've met a lot of these parts that have those complaints, right? That this part shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just let it know that you get that. That these other parts have been hard on it.
Yeah, and I'm getting this, it's a vague sense, but I'm getting this like recollection of some of there have been some parts that we've worked with that kind of like release their anger at my mom. And it's almost like this part feels more isolated because of that. Like, she used to have like a buddy to like bitch to or something, Now she's just like
feels more alone.
More about herself than before.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can let her know that when you get those other parts to step back, that you can be with her. She doesn't have to be alone.
Yeah.
And if it feels true, to let her know that she can bitch to you all she wants. She can share how she wants.
Like what I'm getting is like she realizes that all of this has been said. She does not know how to let go.
And does she feel like she really wants to let go, or are there other parts saying, hey, let go of that still that are...
I need to settle on. I need to get my ping pong ball back. Because earlier when the emotion was really strong, that was something that I was getting from her, was just like, I don't know how to not be this or do this or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you feel towards her, seeing her in that state of feeling like she has to be different and she doesn't know how?
I feel like I want to comfort her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How about asking what is her concern with letting it go? What would be the negatives of if she didn't work so hard?
She doesn't know. She doesn't like. I don't think that she has like a philosophy about why to be the way that she is.
I'm curious about her feelings.
Right. Can you ask the question again?
Yeah. What's she afraid of would happen if she didn't hold the grudge?
Like there's a part that's trying to intervene again and be like, wants to announce to the whole world that my childhood wasn't that bad, blah, blah, blah. But
Thank you.
her, yes, very, it's a very hardworking part, that one. But what she says is like, that it would be like erasing her pain.
Right. Yeah.
Or make it like I don't know what the right words are. But it's like to the effect of it would make it so that the things that hurt her didn't matter.
Right. Yeah. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too. She wants to protect you and that part that feels like the things that hurt don't matter or wouldn't matter. She wants to make sure that that doesn't feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you feeling towards her now?
Compassionate, welcoming.
Yeah. Is she receiving that from you?
She might be. She's not, the type that's, going to go for a hug or anything at the moment. But
maybe you could show her appreciation for looking out for that and looking out for the parts that were hurt and don't want that to just not matter.
she's like, well, so now what? Yeah.
I've got some ideas. Do you have any?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
I don't know. My idea might not be. It's like, well, okay, how can, I guess, kind of like, how can I honor her feelings, but not like necessarily act them out externally?
Yeah. I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
she doesn't have to not have them. It's just like, how can I tend to her in those moments without it needing to like erupt from me like lava, you know? Yeah.
If you could run this hypothesis by her, how would she feel about you going to work with those parts that were hurt and honoring their feelings? And making sure that they know that it did matter from you?
Yeah. She seems like kind of half okay with that, but also she's like, I'm one of them, you know, like,
yeah.
She wants to be acknowledged as having been hurt as well.
Yeah. I was kind of just theorizing that this part being protective in its role of,
I see,
that outward expression, and then thinking that the hurt parts that feel like their hurt hasn't mattered or they're still hurting might be exiles, but I could be wrong about that. And they all do need their feelings honored, so there's no hurry. This part can come along or let you know anything more that it wants to share with you about itself, or if it has any requests about how you would honor it. You just ask what it needs from you.
what I get is like she wants me to at least internally acknowledge her in those times, like when things arise.
And what do you think about that?
Yeah, that sounds just fine to me. I mean, I'm not always like perfectly skilled in every moment, but it sounds like a fine plan to me.
Yeah, well, and you can let her know that, a lot of that is with her kind of permission too. If she's jumping up and blending, makes it a lot harder to acknowledge her in the moment.
She gets very even as I was talking to my mom yesterday, she mentioned that she feels like that this has happened more like in recent months or whatnot than it has in a long time. And she said that she feels like it's often about things that she is saying to my dad. So there's like this kind of like a protectiveness and a defensiveness around him.
Stuff that your mom is saying to your dad?
Yeah, like getting exasperated and frustrated about how she's dealing with him or speaking to him or
Is it fighting for the same thing, that someone's hurt matters?
well, yeah, it's just like she doesn't want yeah, she's like wants to minimize that because
mom's words can hurt.
Yeah, but also because it's very increasingly clear that he's not going to be around forever.
Yeah. You okay with just being with the part as it shows you that and its feelings around that?
Well, I think that in a way she's like jumping up at times, not always, but in front of the part of me that's not able to handle his mortality.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This part's working hard. Has a lot of things it's looking out for.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like this part is somehow like trying to punish her.
Yeah, settle the score.
Yeah. Yeah. On my behalf, on other people's behalves.
Right.
Like,
yeah. And again, I would just offer or, look into, is it on the behalf of, for example, parts that are concerned, they've been hurt and they feel like that hasn't mattered. And also, the parts that are grieving, worried, sad about the health age of your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would guess yes. That there are hurt parts who felt like their pain didn't matter. I have a good sense of them at this point. Like, I don't have a good read on who she's looking after.
Well, I wonder, just a moment ago you said, I would not be able to handle my dad's mortality, something like that.
The part, yeah.
Right. And you said I. So my point being that I think these parts are probably very nearby. Yeah. And you can ask them for space and let them know that you'd like to get to them.
She's very tired, the
Yeah.
holding one. She's very tired.
Mm-hmm.
She just looks, she's very young, but she looks worn out.
Yeah. And does she trust you to help her out and help out those other parts? Or what does she need to trust you more?
She seems really at a loss. She's like, how do I trust her?
Mm-hmm. How old does she think you are?
I don't get a clear answer. I just kind of get an I don't know on that too.
Okay. Could be one way to get some instant trust is catch her up to your current age. Maybe catch her up to your successes in your parts work.
Yeah, that brought back to the idea of like some of the other parts that have kind of like gone to a different place than where she is. And she's like, I want to go somewhere else too, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She wants to rest.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so we can just stay with her and find out what she needs in order to rest. What she needs from you.
She just seems to like kind of melt down when I ask her things.
Mm-hmm.
Like she just keeps saying like, I don't know.
Okay.
No.
We can offer some things.
She just feels very stuck, like tired and stuck.
How do you feel towards her, seeing how stuck she feels?
I'm trying not to get too, like rush in kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very like concerned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's good that you're noticing any rushing parts.
Yeah.
And sometimes, sometimes it is a real dilemma. And
yeah,
just resting with a part and sitting with that can really help.
I'm sat down next to her and I said, what do we do? And she just like curls up in a ball at my feet.
Mm-hmm.
She's just like melting down. Like I said, she's like crying and just saying like, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how.
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't have to. She doesn't have to come up with any answers, and she also doesn't have to be the one that solves this.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can offer to take some of that job off of her hands. And again, you can be the one who goes to those other parts who are hurt or scared.
I told her that she doesn't have to know
Mm-hmm.
and that she doesn't have to be in charge of this. And she's sleeping now.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess she believed me.
Yeah. Yeah, she's safe in your presence.
She's on the ground, so I'm gonna like give her a pillow and stuff. Okay.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How about all those other parts that we met in the beginnings, those other protectors, are they?
I haven't seen them.
Yeah. Good.
Or heard
Okay.
or except for the one that there's one that always jumps in throughout every session being like wanting to announce that it wasn't that bad, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
That one is always nearby. One of these
That
days.
it's been quite patient.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah, I feel like I'm standing, she's there sleeping and there's no one else around really.
Mm-hmm.
They all seem kind of faint. The other ones, the little box stander and finger shaker one,
Mm-hmm.
like they feel really soft and somewhat distant.
What feels right for you next?
Locating some other one, but like it's like I'm standing in this place where she and I were, and there are some doors and things.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I don't feel like I know which way to go.
Okay. I could name again kind of the parts that I was sensing that this one's working so hard for.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
One being, this grudge holding part was concerned about if it didn't work so hard, it would be like someone was erasing the pain and making it so that the hurt didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
So I was assuming that there are hurt parts that were hurt by parts of your mom
Mm-hmm.
that are still hurt by that, or exiles there, and then the not able to handle dad's mortality parts.
Yeah. So like when you were saying those things, I could feel that there was a part trying to jump in and like, make like stand in front of a chalkboard and do some figuring about, like, oh, well, it's probably this, or, there's this or that reason why I would feel that way towards my mom. And there is a part that is like, do not say this out loud, because it's probably like a big piece that also came up with the dad kind of part. But I heard a baby crying, and I definitely didn't put that there, like there are times when I'm like, am I putting that there? But that one, it was like, uh-oh, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I wonder if this would be useful to just, if there's a way to kind of send a message or a token or something through each of those doors, to each of those parts, including the crying baby, just assuming that you're not going to, in this conversation, visit with all of them and unburden all of them.
Right.
If there's a way to just
connect.
I think
just putting my hand on the door. It feels right. There's a little like creature. There's one of the doors that has a window, and there's a little weird looking creature in there. And then the others are just big, thick doors.
Think you'd be able to find your way back to these parts?
Eventually, yeah. I don't know if I would be able to. I don't know how I would do with this on my own, but yeah, I think we can get back here.
Got the recording.
Yeah, that always helps. That always helps. Actually, re-listening brings me back, and sometimes, it just helps a lot for me. Yeah. Yeah, I think they all know I was there. I don't know what they are, but I was there. I feel confident that they knew that.
And is there anything else that this sleeping, melted down part, anything you think it would like to wake up to?
That it would like to wake up to? I don't think my first answer is just like, I don't think it wants to wake up for a long time.
Okay.
I think that it will be happy that it will find that I put a pillow and a blanket, went to sleep. And I think that anything else that I'm going to find out from her is going to be after she wakes up. But I am willing to sit, by her when she sleeps for a little while after we get off.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe I'll do that.
Okay. Anything else? Any questions for me?
No, I don't think so. I think this was what I want to say is like quite enough. But in a really good way. But like, this is good.
I think so.
Appreciate the companionship.
My pleasure.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna just stay with her and be quiet for a little bit with my ball in my hand.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, all parts.
Thank you.
Hope to talk to you soon.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Yvonne, for your care and diligence in editing the calls, to every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts, and to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows? That might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube. And they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.